JFF, come no man, come. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. I'm not I'm not fully blaming you alone.
Welcome, Sports Nation, to Sports DTM, the sports channel where we call sports down the middle.
Greetings, Sports DTM fans, and welcome to another episode of Sports Down the Middle, the channel of undiluted sports content. Now, members of the national senior team released a statement regarding their position in their negotiation with the JFF. And if you're familiar with the wages negotiation, you would have remembered that they initially put forward $7,000, which JFF blatantly rejected. They went back to JFF with a proposal of $3,000, and we have not heard anything from JFF. So they have now put forward a press release, and I think analysts, this is the first time I'm seeing the team putting forward a press release just to ensure that the public is aware of what is going on the stage of the negotiation. The press release states that this press release seeks to clarify sentiments expressed in the public domain regarding the position of select national players in their negotiation with the Jamaica Football Federation. These sentiments suggest that the players' requests are excessive. However, the proposed terms, which are not confined to money, are within normal standards for the players at the international level. It must be emphasized that these issues are not limited to players' remuneration, but involve other critical matters related to administrative governance and player welfare. The assignment of the medical staff, physiotherapist, and coordinated travel arrangements are standards for teams playing at the international level. And just let me hear your views on this. Now, the important to note is that this statement doesn't have a signature, as well as there's no official letterhead to indicate that it is coming from the players. But what's your views on this release? Tigat?
Yes. I don't know what is who or what is running the JFF. I don't know who or what is running the JFF. We see where in the last match, JFF was without a physical trainer, and now we're hearing all type of things coming out, unfolding. Now, how can you be the head? No, I lay this squarely at the head. You understand? How can you be the head? You understand? How can you be the president of a company and vital, integral departments or persons are not in place? You understand? It's not about 22 players going on the field, kicking ball, and you winning some matches and you get money put in your pocket. It's not about that. It's about the professionalism, and you have vital roles that need to be fulfilled. So I don't understand the JFF and what they are doing. You understand? I lay it square at the head. So this man who is at the head, it seems like he does not know what he's doing. And if he does not know what he's doing, he need to step down. You understand? This man need to go, because he doesn't know the position that need to be filled. You understand? The integral position in the company that need to be filled. So I think they should call an election and call an election no, before the World Cup, before the World Cup qualification. Something need to be done. No.
Adrian, talk to the people.
Well, Kurt, if this release is to be believed, then the players and the representatives are trying to put forward the argument that has always been put forward out there by them, that it's not all about the money. If you can recall, the JFF and its representatives have been publicly putting on record and playing to a particular tune that these players are being greedy. These players are not playing for national pride, and there are other players who are ready to play for free. In addition to that, I think the JFF were playing on the public's emotions, right? And as such, it's not in their favor to mention things like administrative governance, which has been a long-standing problem, as well as things as it relates to player welfare. uh, Somebody would say these seem like it would have been half truths, and it would have been it's very important for the JFF to actually respond to this, right? If it is that the players did mention these other areas, and if so, why wasn't this also communicated to the public when they were making their statements surrounding player remuneration?
Ray, what you think?
Yeah, this is boy. This is probably my favorite word, but I always use. But it's very unfortunate because the year started with a resolution and promises to do things differently. You understand? Whitmore came out about requests for certain things to be in place. Now we're looking in March, April, and a lot of these things have not been done. JFF, come on, man, come. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. I'm not I'm not fully blaming you alone because we understand during these times and the financial constraints, we understand some of that. But the truth is, you started this year with some resolution, and now we're first quarter of the year is finished, and you have not delivered on some of these things. Let's be transparent. Let us address these issues. Not having a trainer on the last trip is unacceptable. You understand? Even coming out and speaking about that, the issue of that could probably help with a from a transparency standpoint. At which point, persons would know, and it wouldn't we wouldn't be like this leak situation. You understand?
Eddie, talk to me.
We keep hearing JFF saying that the standards are in keeping with the rest of the region and the rest of CONCACAF. But suppose those are outdated, suppose they need new styles. And I think that's the Reggae Boyz. Reggae Boyz are complaining about that. There need to be some change.
And they go on to give an update. On March 8, 2021, members of the Jamaica national senior men's team offered contracts by the Jamaica Football Federation submitted a counter offer for the Gold Cup, international friendlies and World Cup qualifiers with the following highlighted proposed terms. Ricky, give me your views now.
Kurt, I think the requests are reasonable. It's a very far from the original that was quoted, the 7K that was quoted. I mean, these are very reasonable given the exchange rate and the economy. These are very reasonable requests made by the team, and I don't think JFF should have an issue paying the boys the money that they ask for. Because when you convert it, it's a far cry from what they've been paying in 2015 to certain players, and probably beyond that. But yeah, man, it's a good little request. I could do well to play one match and get $3,000. I would love that, So yeah, man, big up to the boys and this proposal that they put forward.
Ray, what you think?
The request by the boys, I have not seen the financial reports for the JFF. I only can go off of what some of the other persons in the region are being paid, and this, the position of where Jamaica sits. And sure, I hear figures around 3,000 and 3,500. Far cry from 7, but it anywhere between 3,500 and probably 4 would be good. And as they said, it's not about the money, it's treatment. And so, even what Kemar Lawrence came out in a interview the other day, speaking about some players being on business class versus some players being on, those things is disrespect. Is one team, you understand? So try not to divide them already. You understand? You're trying to build chemistry. Don't divide them already through even seat placement in a plane. That's not, you shouldn't do that. Believe that that's just wrong. All right, come JFF, pull up your socks. We don't have much time. We do not have much time.
T-Gat.
Okay. But looking at this letter that was sent out, I don't know if it was a player representative that sent out this letter, but I think these are some good offer to the JFF. We see where the JFF was offering them $500 for the Gold Cup. Now they counter and say they want $2,000. So I think that is fair enough. You understand? So $2,000 for the Gold Cup. I see on this letter where the players are saying they want $3,000 for the World Cup qualification, and the JFF was offering $2,000. So I think that is fair enough also. So I think the JFF should just sign the dotted line and let's get the ball rolling. You understand? So time is upon us. So the players they need to settle in their mind, you know, and let's get ready to kick some ball. So JFF, do the right thing. Understand? Sign the dotted line and let's get this rolling. Don't drag this out. I think it's fair. $2,000 for the Gold Cup and $3,000 for the World Cup qualification. Let's go JFF. Do the right thing.
Adrian, talk to the people.
Well, Kurt, based on this release, it says that the players were offered contracts by the JFF. That's the starting point. And in turn, they submitted a counter offer to look at the Gold Cup, the international friendlies, and the World Cup qualification. What is clear is that except for the Gold Cup, which has a $2,000 US dollar amount, and the JFF having a $500 amount, the amounts for World Cup qualifiers and international friendlies look pretty close in terms of between player and the JFF. So the Gold Cup looks like a sticking point. But what is reasonable, or whether they should go lower or higher, has to do with the ability to pay. It also has to do with what are the international standards. It seems to me that both sides have disagreed on what the international standards are in terms of payments that are going out. But what we don't know is what the JFF finances look like to be able to make such a determination. Interestingly, no mention of the US $7,000 or $1 million Jamaican dollar match fee is there. And I suspect that this is because this may have took place during the pre-contract talks. And if you notice, the players' representatives are writing it out clearly that they are doing written communications with the JFF. So, JFF, over to you.
Eddie, talk to me.
You know, it's almost like the JFF playing poker with the players. They have the wages on the table, and none of the two parties want to budge. So persons, they're just looking at the table with the wages. Who's going to blink first? We don't know. The players are saying that they are willing to play if the terms are right. The JFF putting down the terms, they know it's not right, and they still have it on the table. So it's a matter of how far can the JFF carry this thing? Are they willing to carry it to the 11th hour, right before the Gold Cup, like a day before, a couple of days? You know, hoping to trigger the players' emotions. You know, they want the players to say, okay, then I'll just play at the last minute. But I don't think the players are willing to do that. So the saga will continue.
The players and their representatives have maintained dialogue and exchanged written communication with the JFF through their legal counsel in an effort to resolve long-standing contractual issues. The players have also proposed a negotiating regime for managing communication and disputes in an effort to mitigate the risk of unwarranted conflict that becomes a distraction for all the stakeholders. With 2 months to go for preparation, the players are keen to finalize the negotiations with the JFF and anticipate that the coaching staff require closure to this issue so that they can select their best possible team. They therefore trust that the Federation will meet them on the path to resolution in the country's best interest and remain committed to making Jamaica proud. At the end of the statement, analysts, the players are putting forward transparent, open, everything upfront so that the public can see. This is a good look so that the public can also judge what is happening and understand what is happening from the player's perspective. So they want to quell all of those sentiments that are out there that are suggesting that this negotiation is strictly about money. It's not. Analyst, good news, bad news, good approach, bad approach. What are your thoughts on this?
It's a good approach because you can see that they have well, in a sense, they have the team's the best interest at heart, or is it in pocket? So if the JFF don't finish starting out this thing, the guys are gonna continue to strike. You have a right for strike and demonstrate for your rights. So I think the ball is indeed in JFF's court to sort out this issue. Even though it kind of pains me to say it, because on one hand you want to pick the best team for World Cup and Gold Cup and every other competition, and on the other hand I say the boy them kind of selfish, because them stick up the JFF, but we have to weigh what's happening, and right now the boys' best interest is winning. It's heavier, right, than the so-called selfish act. So JFF sort out the thing so we can get the ball rolling.
Well, Kurt, again, the players and the representatives are squarely putting it over to the JFF to make a decision. As a matter of fact, they are saying show some leadership. My critics, it's over to you. Dennis Strong, the head of the negotiating committee, it's over to you as well. Somebody needs to show some leadership, and it has to start with the JFF side, because we don't have a lot of time. It's just 2 months away, and our dreams of winning the Gold Cup or qualifying for the World Cup are on the line. So JFF, over to you.
There you have it, Sports DTM fans. A release from the Reggae Boyz Players Association and their representative, giving us an update on where they are in the wage negotiation. Let us hear your comments on this. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. This has been another episode of Sports Down the Middle. Be blessed.